Alright, so we're gonna take the Hayabusa for a test ride. It's day 2. It's my first ride of the morning. This is the type of weight that I'm used to on a motorcycle with the old motorcycles I used to ride. So we're gonna see how that does. See if it's a neutral. It is. That's beautiful. This thing has cruise control. You don't, once you get in gear or whatever, you can just shift it at 3,000 RPMs, no clutch needed. That's pretty cool. It'll do 75 miles an hour, I think, in first gear. We won't do that on this test drive. And we're gonna see how it goes from there.
Good to go?
Yes, sir. Right. So we're gonna rock and roll. Like, I'm honest to God, guys, I'm like the luckiest guy in the world. Like, this literally is Christmas in October. It's 85 degrees out. The guy I've been talking with and stuff like that is on a Hayabusa, so I'm gonna get his info on it too, and we're gonna go from there. This thing is a tank. Like, look, I'm sitting up. We weren't even nowhere near the things. Want me to go? Hey. The pegs are in a different spot, but it's just different. It's like, this is a lot more forgiving. Well, I don't know if let me ride it for a minute before my first original reaction to it, so I'm not so jumpy about it. Let me shut my visor. Alright, so yesterday I was on the GSX 750 and I had my shield up, so basically you didn't hear nothing. So we're gonna make sure my shield's down on this. I think this is 17,000 or something. I'm not even sure. Oh, they changed positions. Before he was up here, and now they're down here. This is really, it's nice. It's very smooth. It's really smooth. I was thinking I was gonna be scared to death riding it. Not scared to death, but but it's not. It's like, I figured something out though. You know, the most comfortable bikes are the bikes that the tour guide rides. So we're gonna see this. Oh yeah, you can shift it without clutches, and it's nice. That is amazing. It's so different. It's like speed shifting, and it's smooth. I like this. This is all right here. If you're old like me, you're leaned over and you got a lot of weight on your palms, but it's not as hard as the Yamaha was. So really, it's all right. So it really is, it's all right. Like, you're not supposed to do what I just did. I wasn't meaning to stay that far away from the person, but I was talking and looking down at my gas register. So there's a lot of things that this thing does, and I was sitting kind of off to the side, so I didn't get to see it, but there's different trip modes, like different experiences you can do, almost like with the Harley now. You have like different forms of power it'll do. Right now it's in A mode, which is game on. You have all, I think, A, B, and C, so same thing kind of like what Harley does and the other guys. It's just, you know, so this is it. This is pure sport power. Oh yeah, like that is something else. Like, wow, like that. This is it right here, boys and girls. Like, this is it. Yep, I get it. Yep. Like, this thing, yeah. I don't really hear the exhaust on it until you get on it. So on the highway, same thing with the GSXR. I mean, I think it was the GSX, not the GSXR. The GSX, and that's kind of why the riding position was more comfortable than the R1. I mean, the R7, I'm sorry. Is up, but this is not bad. You can see why people say, hey, you can go for tour rides, or, you know, you can make a quote-unquote put touring bags on it and go. I don't, like, I wouldn't want to do it just because the weight you put on your palms, but I'm sure if you learn how to do it and stuff like that, you can do it a little better. It'll be all right. But this is right up there. This is, for the fun factor, this is right up there with the electric bike. That electric bike was really cool. I won't talk about it because I don't know what order I'm going to put these in, but this is all right. Oh yes, there's that skunk again. Thought they crashed. Something happened. She's like laying down. I hope no one's hurt. You hear that motor? I mean, that exhaust. Watch the grass. Look at those trucks. Looks like tomato. All right. Oh, and this is Lebanon. I took a ride there, and I took kind of like the more industrial drive, but this is the backwoods, you know, of Lebanon, where it's really pretty. I know I said it in my video, and I said I didn't know the roads, but this is the prettiness of Lebanon. And it does have like a hill climb thing. Oh, that the rider that's not with us is scared going around that corner. We're going uphill. You don't really notice it on the GoPro. I hope I have it tilted far enough back so you kind of see it. She lifted funny. And this is the dash. It's kind of old school with a tick of new. This bike. I don't even want to get out of this gear. I'm at like 6,500 RPMs and it is just right. It's pretty cool. She's the tour guide, you know, like, and I know we're controlling by the guy in front of us, so you can't do it, but we're doing all right, man. I could ride this bike all day. Like, it's really long for a bike, but this is something else. Like this is all right. And then we're gonna get on the highway. So there's cruise control on this thing. Okay, here we go. Dude, it's just so fast. It's just so fast. And then you don't even need to clutch. It's like, wow. It don't feel like we're doing 80 miles an hour. Like it's really, I'm telling you what, man, these sport bikes are a lot. I mean, like, and I know, like you say, but they're a lot different than yesterday's sport bikes. Like, wow. That's the entrance we came in. That's where we park our. That's where you park your car and your motorcycle. Because you go down there about a mile, and it's right in there. So we're gonna go to 2-to-1 lanes here. I'm driving with that blinker on. Some things never change. I had to put it right back on. Single file? Yeah. Single file? Okay. All right, that's it. We're gonna stop it. GoPro, stop recording. All right, so we're on the Trident. They're pretty stripped down bike, so it's a lot like your Moto Guzzi and kind of your like beginner bikes, where you don't have all the bells and whistles like the other bikes here. You got basically rain, and you got your sport mode, I believe is what he said. And the button is right. Where did he say the button was? I think it was right. Mode. I think it's right. That's a weird place to put the mode. Road, rain, road. Okay, yeah. Yeah, okay, so it's a weird place to put it. So I don't like already where that is, but we're going to go for it. This is a self-guided tour. So, and that was, I just got off the Suzuki, and that was an accident. So I hope he wasn't hurt. They kept waving them by like they were okay, so I hope so. But that's bad that it's already first thing in the morning, and that there's someone already in an accident. So I think it was on a Royal Enfield too. It looked like those older bikes. So I want to put down my visor, because on one of my rides you could not hear a word I was saying. Let me adjust the mirrors a little bit. There we go. Now I can see. That one I can see right off my thing. And we're going to follow these little arrows this time. I've done the ride like 6 times, so I should be okay with it. But it's like the Moto Guzzi, where it's very short shifts. I'm gonna say it's like a 400, 600, maybe. What are you doing, boss? It's got a little better pickup than the Moto Guzzi right there. So maybe I don't think it's any more than a 600. It might be, but I don't think it is. Then we're gonna go down this road right here. Cool, we're gonna follow somebody. As you all know, I'm not very good with navigation. Ooh, love that smell of the fire. The pedals, I mean the pegs aren't very comfortable. It's got to be their baseline, one of their baseline bikes. I'm not knocking it. It's a great starter bike. Like, it kind of gives you like the core, you know, with a little bit of pep. Nothing's gonna scare you. It's very nimble, and like he's doing the same thing. It's nimble. It's just, you know, nothing good, nothing bad. You're on a Harley. So what? I'm telling you, Harley guys just don't wave to you, and then we rev this engine. It's so funny. See, they're on Triumphs. They wave to you. It's so funny, man. It's such a trip. Okay. We're doing 38 and a 40. Let's change that. Wow, that had really good mid-range pickup right there. Yeah, that was nice. Like, it doesn't scare you, but it's fun. It's got a lot more get up than the Moto Guzzi. But it's just different. It wants to shift though. I do like the simplicity of it. Like I said, I think it's a great first bike. I really do. It sits a little high. The way you sit on it, like it feels like you're kind of sitting on top of it, I guess you want to put it a little bit. But other than that, it really is. It's a great little. It's a great, like, I would say it's a great starter bike or a second bike. Like hey, I don't know if I want to jump up, you know, like what I'm saying. Like, you just want that, you know, that stage there, kind of like the Moto Guzzi. Yeah, just with a different style. Like, you can you can push this. I'm sure you can lean this bike. I'm sure you can, and it's the grip and everything like that feels better than on this than it does on a Moto Guzzi. So that's a plus. You can't really compare the two bikes, but I'm just trying to say, hey, like, if what it feels like to motor size, I think you can, you know. But anyway, I'm just gonna ride it. You can't compare it though, so I don't want people commenting saying you can't compare it. I know you can't. I'm just riding it and telling you what I think. Once again, this is the Triumph Trident. Honestly, God, I don't know anything about it. They just put you on the bike. Like, no tour, nothing. They just, there you go. Come back and ride another one. And I'm like, all right. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going at first. See, when I was on there's the cops right there. That's where this accident happened. Yeah, it was on that too. There's gas. That's really sad, man. That's terrible. Hope there's no ambulance, so I hope they're okay. Unless it already left. But I've only been gone like 15 minutes, so I don't know. But that really stinks. That's really put the damper. You know, it keeps it in perspective though. It's not your bike. You don't know the bike. Don't push it to where, you know. So it really kind of keeps you in check. It's a good starter bike. I'm gonna keep like it is. Like it's a little far. Like, I guess it's all, man. It's just different. I guess it's like it's in that cross. Like it is where it is. It's a good bike. For this bike, it's a good bike. That's what, if you're looking at a bike in this range. See, it's got good takeoff. It's really not gonna scare you, like, you know, but it's gonna give you that, like, hey, you know, like, it's all right. And it's very nimble. It really is. It's very nimble. Really pretty back here, and it's cool not being on a guided tour is that you actually get to look, and I'm not in a rush. Like, it really is. I mean, nice little things. Like, you're getting a twofer. You're getting a country ride and a test ride. Life is great. Right there at that first gear, that second gear. That third gear is all right though, but that's really kind of slow. I mean, that's got some real good kick though. That's a nice looking truck. That's a nice looking car. This thing's got a whole lot more power than my Moto Guzzi. Holy crap. It has a lot more power. I mean, it feels like it weighs like 10 pounds. And it really, this thing is really impressive when you get on it. Like, maybe it's not a beginner bike. It really is impressive when you get on it for such a small, well, I think it's a small bike. It looks to me as a small bike. But it really is impressive. This thing really is impressive. It's really light, so it moves you around a little bit, but a power, like fun ratio, it's up there. Honestly, this is a fun little bike. I don't know what it costs. If it costs like $6 grand or so, it's a great little bike. It really is. It's a great little bike if it's like $6 grand. People really are stupid. Like, you're going down a half a mile. It don't make sense to do what they're doing. Like, people already are nervous about motorcycles. I guess old age. Huh? Got hay? Well, yes we do. It's got a funny feeling though, right in that range. It's got a funny vibration to the handlebars and stuff. At about in third gear and about 5,500, like you really, it's got a really like where you feel where they cut costs, I guess you want to say. You know what I'm saying? Like right there, you feel it. Like the dampering or something, you know. I don't think I missed the exit. I think it's up here. Yeah, it is. I don't remember seeing that on my other rides though, but I guess I wasn't paying attention. It's just here. There's some really weird smells in Lebanon now. You got dog food plants, you got hay, you got ether, whatever the hell it is there, and you got things like that. See, there's another Triumph. That's cool. All these factories. There's jobs here, like I say. Overall, out of 10, honestly, for what this bike is, whatever it is, I'm probably going to give it about a, I don't know. I didn't why I'm rating this bike now. I don't know. But honestly, I'd give it about a 6.5, I guess. I don't know. The motor is probably the most impressive thing. Just have to look and say, hey. So many weird smells. course, we are at a livestock place. Captain Obvious, but I don't think there's any livestock here. All right, now I can open my thing. But honestly, it really, if this is like a $6,000 bike, $5,000 bike, it is a really good bike. If it's more than that, then all right, I'm gonna ask him about it, and then I'll let you know probably in a ride home video. All right, GoPro, stop recording. All right, just signed up for Indian, so I'm gonna do the Kawasaki here. I think it's like 15 minutes, so I'm not gonna really do nothing. I'm just gonna kind of walk around and look busy, and I'd go get a drink, but honestly, I have to walk way over there somewhere. And so it's not really well set up for drinking and eating, and so we're gonna do that. But so I'll let you know when I'm on the Kawasaki, and we'll go from there. I did test ride. Let me go over my day's event so far here. Oh, I also signed up for Royal Enfield. That's right there. Since I have a Moto Guzzi, I think they kind of get put in the same boat, I think. And that, I'm getting my rides here confused. So that's an 11:30. Kawasaki is 11:30. Royal Enfield is at 1. So I think I can sneak in the Indian in between the two. So that's kind of what I'm hoping for. And then I'm gonna go do the Yamaha, I think, again after that. And then I'm gonna do, on the way out, I'm gonna do a quick walkthrough. Man, I don't know, it all depends how I feel, but I could ride these bikes all day. This is like Christmas, man. This is so like, and this is amazing. I think, oh, to give you a heads up there, yeah, the way the video goes, I'm trying to think about how I'm gonna put this video out. The person on the Enfield, that's what it was, who crashed on Enfield, I think is okay. The bike came back in a little, you know, van, and I didn't see no ambulance. When we rode by, we did see the state police there and stuff like that, taping stuff off. If there was something more serious, I think the ambulance would still be there and stuff like that, because there really wasn't much time from when I was there to when I was there. So I think they're okay. They didn't say, okay, something happened. They didn't stop in the tours and nothing like that. So I'm guessing everything was okay. And if I get any info, I'll let you know. But it's just kind of sad to see it kind of go on there. Oh, the zeros. I'm telling you, this has been amazing. And I feel really weird. I'm just the only guy walking through the middle of the parking lot, though. Let's look at some bikes to walk. That's the one I rode. That's a nice looking bike too. And Time Tiger. Man, I want to ride so many more bikes. I'm gonna try to I'm gonna ride an Indian, and I think I'm gonna go with the bigger one just to kind of get a different experience, and so I can say I rode all different style of bikes, and this way I kind of have a grasp on all these different new models and stuff like that. So it's more food for thought and food for knowledge for me. All right, doing Harley. I wanted to do that bicycle from Harley. I don't think I'm going home tonight. I really don't. There's so many bikes I want to do. Right there, that the Triumph I just rode, the Trident, that is actually $883, I think. So, and it's a 660. At that price, I really don't think it's worth. I don't think it's worth that money, personally. I'd rather have but the power is a lot better on that than it is on the Moto Guzzi. And I'm kind of go by, like, hey, it's not the same bike at all, so I know it, but I'm just going by, you know, hey, price wise and saying what it is. And so the power, you're really kind of paying for the power, I guess is the best way to put it there. It's got some really, it really does have a really good jump on it. Still thinking it's a 600. But I will say, I haven't ridden these sport bikes in like 20 years. Yeah, I think really like sport bikes like that, I've always, since I've been older, I've ridden different, like more older bikes and Harleys and stuff. And I thought these sport bikes were gonna be different, you know, so it's like, you know, like so it's kind of funny to hear people's impressions of what these bikes are, and then when you get on it, you do it. So I really, from what I've learned, is that really form your own opinion on the bike. You can do all the research you want on it, and you can listen to me, but honestly, the best really is get on it. Every bike is suited for everybody else, but this is a great event. Even if you have to ride like an hour or two, I think it's really worth, if you're looking for a motorcycle, to do one of these shows, because they don't look at you like you're annoying them. They're here all day. To be straight up honest with you, Yamaha has really been the only pricks. They just from the get-go, like, and everybody has said it, that they think they're like the best of the best, and I don't really see it. I love Yamaha, like, you know, but I really don't see the whole attitude thing with it. So we're gonna go from there, and we're gonna leave it like that. And I think my tour is about to start because people are lining up here. So I'm gonna let you go, and we're gonna get on that, and I'll see you right about now. GoPro, stop recording. I have to show this because to ride the Kawasaki, you have to be breathalyzed. So I'm gonna get breathalyzed here.
I haven't had any alcohol in about 4 days.
Yeah.
So if I failed it, something was really wrong.
Yeah. So no joke, we're gonna get breathalyzed. So everybody does something different. Kawasaki stands out for the event right now. So this is pretty funny. All right, we'll see you when I'm on the bike. GoPro, stop recording. All right, so I got the bike. This is how you start the bike, and then he just told me here, this little button right here, you start it, and it's 5 adjustable things. So we're gonna go like that for sport mode, and I'm at the lead pack. I'm at the end of it. So this gentleman right here actually owns one of these bikes, and he rides it and he loves it. So the clutch is great. I love the clutch is real quick. That's really nice. The bike does the same. Well, I won't say the same because I don't know the order. The bike has, just like the Hayabusa, you just can, well, it said it did. Maybe it doesn't do it at that speed. He said it just kind of shifted up without the clutch. Maybe it's out of first gear. We'll try it once we get going. I mean, if it doesn't shift up, it ain't like you're gonna do nothing, but we're gonna do it. But though this is, I don't think this is the 1000R. This is just a 1000. So it's more upright position. So like my palm isn't like turned in. It's not like, you know, like you're not putting all your weight on it. You're putting more of your weight like on the on your butt. You can put your weight on your butt. So that's a good plus. The power is really smooth. This is a different, it's a smoother shift, so it's not so, it shifts a little clunky. It's the one of the smoother shifts for what it is. I really like the GSXR click. This is good too though. Thank you. Let me close my vest. I learned that in the last, well, one of the last videos. We're gonna stop right here. really not bad. I mean, it really, if you're my age and older and your back's kind of old, this really isn't bad. It doesn't have the power of the Hayabusa, but it's good. You know, it really is. It's very smooth. It's smooth, man. It's got a better road. It's got better road mannerisms than the Yamaha 7. It really is really smooth. I'm getting on it smoothly. I'm not just yanking on it, but it's really it really is. I like it. I do like it. The styling of it, I'm not really a fan of it. When I get off the bike, if I can, I'll just do a quick walk around on it. I don't really like the styling of the bike. Once you're on the bike though, you appreciate the upright bars than rather leaning over the bars bad like you do on the other sport bikes. I'm trying to look around. Sorry, I'm like, I thought that was an off-ramp. I was like, that's a weird off-ramp, but it's not. That's real pretty. Of course it's cool. It kind of, it's weird. The tank, like, it doesn't set you on the side. Like the R7, you really kind of, you got to rip the corner where that, like, it felt like the tank, it didn't want to, it wanted to stand up, I guess is the best way to put it. It didn't really want to seem like it wanted to go in that corner there. All right there. That was not bad, but it doesn't, anyway. The best part about this bike is the smoothness of the delivery power. And the riding position. So the riding position and the motor are really, they're impressive. Actually, the mirrors aren't bad either where they have them placed. I don't know, I don't think it looks all that good on the bike, but for the look of it, it's right, you know, it's there. I mean, you see where you want to see, you know, like you see that thing right here, and then you see over here, so it's set up right. It's not like they're on there just on there for it, so they're actually useful. The guy's just sitting on his lawnmower watching us drive by. Yep, it does it. Yep. Once you get to that at a second gear or first gear there, it shifts without the clutch. I really like that. I really do, because it's a less step. Almost lifted the front tire. Look at how pretty this is. I've been down here in my work truck. I remember this. Like, look at this. That is so cool. Like, you can go right out and grab it. I know where we are. Actually, I was saying I gotta remember to go on this road on my motorcycle. And now we're here. This is really cool. I don't know, but there's some kind of twisty turnies in the road. I think this is where the road gets really, really narrow. I think up here. But this is real, real pretty. You know what? Scratch that, I'm wrong. Unless it was farther down. It might have been. But I remember those things, so it had to have been farther down that the road got narrow. Because I know I've been there because I remember saying that. You don't see that stuff there all the time. So, this is going to sound weird, but on this bike you have plenty of real smooth power, but you don't feel like you have to go, like, it's okay with doing 45 miles an hour, where like the other bikes like just sort of like just go fast, you know, like it's not like you had to ride them fast. It was just like you were going fast, like, you know, where this here you really feel like you can you know, do 42 miles an hour and be okay with it, you know, like, and feel like you're doing 42 miles an hour, you know. So I guess that's the best way to kind of put it here. It's I don't know how to put it. It's kind of weird the way I'm saying it. Not bad either. It really is, like, this is a, it really is it's a good bike. It really, it's a good bike. I was expecting the R where I was going to be bent over it, because when I asked for it, this wasn't here, it was on a ride. So I was kind of like, when I saw it, I was like, oh, okay, I guess so. Maybe I should have gone with the 600. But honestly, like this is really, I mean, this is really nice. It's so bad because I gave the Triumph a number. Like, hey, where am I going? And I don't know if I should give this a number. So that's where I thought we were going, down there. I turned it off, say maybe I'm wrong, but, and I did it subconsciously, so I knew I had to be right. When I think about it, I don't do it right. All right. My butt hurts, but I think it's because of all the riding I'm doing. See, it's just the steer. How do I put it? To me, like this little thing right here, like the other bikes, it just feels like the steering is separate from the bike, and I don't know, like, if it's the best way to put it. It just is. And like that tank, the way I did it with that tank, it just felt different. So I don't like, it's just different. It's not saying it's wrong. Kawasaki makes great motorcycles and they know what they're doing. To me, it just feels like it's two different parts, like, you know, like it's two different parts, it's not all one, you know, like, I guess that's the best way to put it. So I hope somebody understands what I'm talking about. I'm not no professional, don't claim to be. This is all opinion based. GoPro, stop recording. All right, so this is the walk around of the bike. This is the ZX 1000 SX. Okay, so it's a little more upright. Like I said, it's the steering. It just seems like a little different though, but the weight management is amazing. Like I literally was stopped here because of traffic, and I could literally stand. I mean, like hold the bike like at a dead stop. It was so balanced so well. So the balance of it is really good. It's just the turn that kind of was really kind of different for me. It was just different. I'm not saying other people might like it. I personally, I didn't like the steering of the bike, but other than that, the riding position for the sport bike was great. It really was. The throttle response, the smoothness of it, it's not going to scare you for if you're getting with the 1000 what you're getting. This it's not going to throw you back, or I mean, it can if you wanted to, but you can get on it without scaring yourself to death. You know what I'm saying? But this is it. So let me just do a quick little walk around. It is nice. The mirrors were great for where they were sat. The mirrors, I was really good with happy with the mirrors. It's not as bad looking like it from here. It looks goofy with the mirrors, the way they do it, and it's not the way they have it engraved here. It's not like you can remove them and put them on there, because you're gonna have weird hollow spots. So that's something, if you're gonna mod it, to kind of remember that. So the windshield is really cool. I dropped it down to be more like a sport bike, but you push this button right here and you can go all the way up, and that's what it looked like when I got it. So I was like, oh, I don't know about this. This is pretty cool though. They're wiping down all the bikes, and it's like, it really is. They have you take a breathalyzer test. It's a trip. It's been really a fun experience. So really, if there's one in your area, I really highly recommend you guys coming out here and doing it, because it's a ball. All right, so there's my little quick walk around, and I'll see you on the next bike. GoPro, stop recording. All right, we're gonna go with the Indian Bobber, or the Scout. That's it, the Scout. This is the one I was looking at yesterday with Bryce. He really wanted to try it. I'm gonna try it. It was one of the bikes I was looking at when I was looking at my Moto Guzzi, but it was like 5 of them or 6 of them. 5 of them were sold, so I really didn't want to do it. I like them handlebars like that. So this is basically the smallest one, and I went from the smallest to one of the biggest, or from one of the biggest to one of the smallest. But it's 1100 basically cc, so we're gonna be all right on it. So we're gonna give it a go and see what we got. All right, let's see what we got here. See if I can figure out how to turn this thing on. This thing's on.
Give you a really good ride.
Trigger's on. See what the key is. There we go. We're money in the bank, buds. We're money in the bank. All right, here we go. That's weird. Oh, I think it's just a little piece of plastic over it. Okay. Touch it on. I don't know if that's water or if it's a cover. I think it's a piece of plastic to protect it. The mirrors, don't like the mirrors. Turn them in a little bit. That's way out too far. Right there. I figure as long as I can see that, do that, we'll be good to go. All right. Let's give this a girl, shall we? Oh my god. Alright. This is like, there ain't no suspension. Alright. Alright, so the video stops with me riding the Indian Scout. I didn't like the bike. I rode it 3 miles, turned around, got back off the bike. I wasn't going to put myself through the same pain I did on the Challenger. I just didn't like the bike. We're going to leave it there. And then I went and rode the, I got my little cheat sheet here, so let me look at it, make sure I'm putting everything right. The Royal Enfield. It was their cafe racer. It was Royal Enfield was the first one to make a cafe racer bike. So basically, that was kind of it, but new. It was very uncomfortable. Literally from 30 seconds on, I couldn't wait to, kind of like the other way. The power was good. Just the comfortability was really wrong. It really looks pretty sitting there, and that's about the best I'll say about the bike. It just is. After riding that, I didn't really want to ride anymore Enfield, so I kind of walked away. The people there were really good. Really wanted to know your thoughts on the bike, which is cool. So they looks like they're really looking to improve and to kind of get your thoughts on what you think of the bike. And then let me see where else I went. I went to ride the Yamaha or no, the Yamaha was it MT-07 or MT-09? Maybe I rode both of them. I might have rode both of them. Anyway, I'm gonna go with the 7 because it was a cool story with it. I've met a bunch of awesome people there, and for the last 2 days, like just a bunch of awesome people that they showed up at the same time on Friday, and then with Bryce on Friday we did that. We talked to him a little bit, and on Saturday I met the guy who rode the Hayabusa with me. He absolutely loved the bike, so I didn't mention that in the first video, but he really loved the bike. Had the same thoughts as I did. And then I went and rode the MT-07, and it was really a lot of fun. So one of the guys that I was talking to throughout the 2 days went with the bike tour too. He rode the R7, which I rode on day one. The bike was really, really nice, but you felt everything through the tires. It was almost what I complained about with the Moto Guzzi tires, but with the Yamaha, it just felt like the dampening was just so stiff that you felt everything. It was really kind of like that. I didn't like about the bike. I didn't like the position of the bike being 45 years old. It was a little slant over to me. So I wanted to try basically the Naked, which is their MT-07 or MT-09. I think it was the 7 I took. And it was much better. It sat up a lot better like the Nakeds do. So you kind of got the power. And it had the same power. It's the same motor. And it's funny because he was on the bike and he was making all kinds of rattles, and that's what Bryce told me the day before. Is that bike, the rear end plastic was making all kinds of rattle. But we took off together out of one of the corners there, and we both lifted the front tire up about 2 inches, and we looked at each other like, "This is awesome." So it was just like it was all accidental. It was just kind of one of those things where it was just it really was a fun time. So. And then when I was meant to tell you about the story about Yamaha, I made a remark in the video that Yamaha really thought they were really uppity. And it was like everybody through the crowds were saying it, that Yamaha tents just really, like they were just rude and stuff like that. So when I went back there, I walked in a tent to ride the MT-07, and this woman walked up to me and asked me, "Hey, was I here yesterday?" And I said, "Yes, I know I'm not allowed to record. I'm not going to record my I have it shut off right." She goes, "No, not that. Don't worry about that." I said, "Okay." She goes, "Did you find my people rude?" I said, "What?" She goes, "Did you find my people rude?" I said, "Well, yes, I guess I did." And I said, "But I'm not the only one." She goes, "Well, which one?" I said, "Everybody." And I said, "Except for that guy right there." And he was the one leading the tour. And she goes, "Well, which ones?" I said, "I just told you, everybody that was here that was rude." She goes, "Well, who's?" I said, "The woman there." I asked her about the riding the R1. She looked at me, and the guy that I was with, like, we were stupid fast with that. Like, it was too much horsepower. I said, "But Suzuki's letting us ride the R1 and the Hayabusa." She goes, "Yeah, that's not right." And she goes, "Well, who else?" I said, "Well, the other guy there that's kind of, he was kind of snappy and stuff like that." But I said, "I don't see him right now." I said, "But honestly, they all were." And I said, "I'm not the only one. Like, everybody through the whole place, ask anybody." She goes, "No, I am, and that's not right. I'm not going to have that happen." So she did talk to her people, and so they were like A to B, man. It was like complete flip, like how they were Friday to Saturday. So I don't know how she knew to talk to me. But I think I was the only one filming. So I think it was kind of the one that was talked about, hey, about the GoPro, because there was a lot of people, but there wasn't a lot of people. Like, it was like a big family. Like, you kind of learned to know everybody that was there. Anyway, so that was kind of cool. So big props to Yamaha for cleaning that up. And then I rode the Trident Tiger. So if you watch my video about the Harley Pan America, I kind of like knock it a little bit, but honestly, after driving or riding the Triumph Tiger, they're both good bikes. But honestly, Harley really, they did a really good job. And what they did was basically what they did before, is that they gave you a bigger motor what the other guys are offering, and it won you over. And that's honestly what it did. It's a lot like the same ride, but the more horsepower, it wins you over. It was the best. It was the best bike of that type. There is my opinion, and so that's how I'm going to go on that. Now the next bike I rode was a Triumph Triple. I rode Triumph a lot because basically it was like fast food. You got to jump on one bike and go right to the other. It was pretty awesome. The Triumph Triple. I absolutely like. To say I love this bike is such a huge understatement. Like, it was amazing. It was just right. It was just right. Everything was just right. The only thing I didn't like about it is that the front, like, instrument panel with the headlight, it just looked like it's a mole sitting on the front of the bike. So if they would clean that up, that'd be great. But riding it, it was just like, it was like the Three Bears. One was too small, one was too big, the other was just right. This was just right. I absolutely love the bike. I really wish I would have got it on camera, but my battery had died, and honestly, my video would have been like part 3 if I would have recorded all these rides. And then the Triumph Bobber. Honestly, I love the bike. I did. It was the best. The best little bobbers of the bunch. Triumph really, I really like their bikes. I did. Like I said, Indian had the better. Harley had the better bikes of that bunch there for that Pan America there. But for all the other bikes there, Triumph I really like their bikes. And then I rode. It was just about by the time I did that. Did I ride? What else did I ride here? I rode a couple of bikes I think I missed. I rode just about everything. And I mean, like, I was, like, I rode a lot. I rode the Harley 1250S Sportster. Dude, that bike scared the living crap out of me. And I'm not lying. That thing was like a rocket. It was just stupid power. Now, that thing was A to B, like straight line. It was just a beast. The tires were so wide that cornering and stuff like that was a little sketchy, not knowing the bike and being on the bike. Like, literally all these bike rides were 15 to 25 minutes. So this is the length of bikes that I got, was 15 to 20 minutes. So all my thoughts are on this bike, that this timeline. So it's not like I got to ride it a lot. So it was real quick thoughts on the bike. And I was riding it, and just past the school, when you see a lot of the videos, you'll see the turning going up the hill towards the highway. Right there was a guy on I think a Gixxer 1000, and he was doing wheelies. I'm like, holy crap, this guy's doing wheelies! And he took off. I was like, what? And I accelerated. And I caught to him, and he heard the bike, and he turned around and he went, what? And I did it, and I was terrified. He's like, holy crap, what is that thing? And like, so he's yelling through the helmet. It was like cool. I was like this, that. And we get on the highway, and he took off, and I was right with him, and he couldn't believe it. He just couldn't believe how fast the bike was. I got the triple digits, and it was mid triple digits. It was fast, and it was the thing that was different than the Hayabusa is that the Hayabusa, you got the wind thing. This is like literally you were like this, and that's what you were like. You were just hanging on for dear life with the bike. It was so if I ever owned, I could never own it because literally the bike would be called Death Wish because it's a death wish. And then leaving it, there was those Yamaha. I kept talking about the Harley bicycle. So the Harley bicycle was for like the kids. So it's an electric little bicycle. And I was like, I swear I kept hearing someone talk about an electric bicycle. And well, it was a Yamaha and it was just like electric thing. They wanted between like 35 and like $8,000 for it. It all depends what model you're gonna get there. It was all right. I think it was too much for what it was. Um, it was kind of for the like you can buy a real like I'm a cyclist. Well, I was a cyclist. I still own a cyclist bike, but for what it is, the styling and stuff like that I don't think it's worth the money. Um, but anyway, it was a cool experience just to kind of get to do everything like that. Honestly, everybody at IMS just was really awesome for the way they did it, and the amount of people, and just like they just let you ride, man. They answered the questions you let you answered. You didn't ask any. They didn't really bug you. It was really cool. You got to basically ride, and that was awesome. So it really was, like I said, it really was like Christmas in October. Couldn't have asked for a better weekend. So just a big thanks to them for coming out, to Nashville, and we'll see you on the next video.